AskReddit by Murky Adhesiveness 315. You suddenly know how to speak every language fluently. What are you doing first? Getting a higher paid job as a translator. The rates are not great. Spy or diplomat would probably be a better bet. Putting that on my fucking resume. Proficient in Microsoft Word. Proficient in all languages imaginable. Proficient in Microsoft PowerPoint. OSHA 10. Heading to the nail salon to hear some hot gossip. Chinese buffet for me. Like any language fluently? Dude, if I had this power I would save as many languages as possible. Write oral languages that don't have a book in their language. Make dictionaries for dying languages. There are languages with less than 11 speakers alive. It's a little worrying that many languages won't exist in the next 100 years because the only people who do speak it will be dead. Saving those languages could save many stories, many ways to see humanity and the world around. 1,500 languages could be lost in the next 100 years. Study finds https://www.cbsnews.com/endangered-languages-high-risk-lost/ Translating the undeciphered ancient Irappan writing. Speak. Not necessarily read. Reading all the books. Emmy to hell yeah. Making a YouTube channel and becoming famous AF. The only reasonable answer. Even extinct languages? Would I be able to also write them? Probably translating some ancient writing including deciphering the Rongorongo script of Easter Island. Teach them so those languages would be understood by future generations. Finally we'll be able to decipher these ancient scriptures. The scripture, Mongi. Eagerly awaiting scam calls from India. Nekel Wadrandi Kebach Terry Marco Gode Karland Laga Kechodi. You could say something like this to him next time he calls. I'd probably plan a trip around the world and chat with locals in their own language. Imagine the stories you'll hear. My family is from South America, and I went with my white English speaking wife to Mexico. She and other people on tours would talk amongst themselves unless the tour guide was saying something. I'd just talk to them in Spanish and they'd tell me places to go. Extra stories, histories, hardships of the areas, tips, tricks. I really felt like I got more out of it talking to them. Wife thought so too and made comments about how they were nicer to me and they seemed more at ease making jokes and just having a good time. For the record, my wife speaks basic Spanish and helps try to reinforce small things with our daughter. She learned while a manager in a furniture warehouse. So I'm that environment and related she can speak to make herself understood and understand. She does try and is wonderful about respecting my culture and me trying to pass it down to my kid as well as keeping and passing hers down too. Looking for new shows on Netflix. Taking Excedrin for the massive fucking headache that would give me and then proceed to fail at communicating for the rest of my life because I lose the right words in the language I'm trying to speak in and end up with the Swedish word for doorknob for some fucking reason. This made me curious to what doorknob is in Swedish. It's stuck knob according to Google Translate and pretty much pronounced the way it's spelled. I'd like to explore Asia. There's still parts that are a pain in the ass to navigate without someone who speaks the local language. The best parts are all really hard to navigate without someone that speaks the local language. Rural Myanmar, remote Indonesia, jungle Borneo, and anything outside of a major city in East Asia. Okay, every language probably includes the language of the animals. Therefore I would make a whole army or cats or whatever animals close in distance. I would then become the head and leader. Cats would probably point out your atrocious accent and tell you in a few choice words what they really think. Cats are assholes and we love them. What an amazing question. Meet someone who speaks the oldest language still existing on Earth. Getting a job at the CIA. Party in the CIA. Rewatching all my favorite anime without the subtitles. Same, but with grammars. Swear in French. Sacre bleu. Finding out if sub really is better than dub. Rushing out to the park to thank all the other dog walkers who have been so kind to me the last 7 years. I've tried to learn Spanish, but as a 62-year-old Englishman with no languages background, I've struggled. I'm living in Mexico and the people in the park are absolutely wonderful. They've put up with my awful Spanish, translated my English for others, and been so welcoming and kind to my idiocy. It would be wonderful to actually tell them, in Spanish, how they have made a lonely old man so very happy. I love this. I'd play FN World of Warcraft, smoke that weed and hate myself in 7,139 languages. That's what my useless ass would do. Hate myself in 7,139 languages. Getting my nails done and finally understanding what they're saying. It always feels like they are talking trash about people who can't understand them, and I'd love to chime in and shock them. Traveling to start adding cultural context to my new languages. No point understanding words if I don't have an insight into the people. Writing some priceless computer code. Have a discussion with my dog about what he really enjoys doing.